I was on a lot of medicine and had been for 30 years. Well, when it got to the point to where the medicine wasn't lasting me the way it should, drug test with the pain specialist, I wouldn't pass the drug test, so eventually I got taken off the pain medication. So that's when the heroin come in. I've got twin sons. They're 24 now. And when they was 13, 14 years old, I didn't realize it until Division of Children and Family showed up at my doorstep, but my sons had been still on my Oxycontins for over a year. Of course, when I got taken off the pain medication, the boys couldn't get their hands on it either. And but reality set in one day when I was getting the boys ready for school. I think they was 15, 16 years old, and one son was taking too long. And when I pulled back the curtain, he had a needle on his arm where he had been injecting heroin. I had no idea. So then you have me and my two teenage sons, all three is addicted to heroin. And, Dad wasn't around. So when Dad got out of prison, I had to explain to him, what was going on. And of course he tried it, and then here he came. He was addicted to it also. So it was all four of us. And this went on for years. My one son that I had walked in on, he had his firstborn, and long story short, he tested positive for heroin, so the state of Ohio took him, and the family adopted him out now, so we lost him because of drugs. A little over a year ago, my stepdaughter that lived back east, she had lost her son because of heroin, and she had gotten him back, and she'd been clean for over a year, and she had just gotten her own apartment and everything, and from what we understand, she went to do heroin one time, and she got a hold of fentanyl, and it killed her, 24 years old. So now, there's another one that we lost. It got to a point to where, the financial wasn't there. We was running out of money. My husband couldn't hold down a job. So I started selling heroin, and to support the habit and to try to support the family because there was nobody working. And I got caught, the DEA called me. So then I ended up doing 6 months in jail. So at that time, me going to jail, it displaced my family. My husband and both of my sons was living on the streets the whole time I was gone. We lost everything. One of my sons was seeing a girl that had already been going here. And she had gotten my son into coming to the clinic. And so I made an appointment after that. We just kind of followed the leader. And it was this clinic they would come and pick us up. We had no means of transportation. And at that time we lived clear out in South Mountain, so it wasn't real close. But, thank God they came and got us. They brought us home. They filled in all the gaps, all the excuses that we could have used not to get help, they took care of. I don't know where our family would be right now if it wasn't for the methadone. It wasn't easy. We have friends of ours that, will come to us, can you help us get this? I'm just so sick, we don't have no money. And we've been there, we know what it's like. And I would just kind of try to catch them while they're sick and ask them, aren't you tired of this? Don't you want to not wake up sick, not have to spend your whole day seeing who you're going to rip off or how you're going to get the money? What family member you're going to lose, what best friend you're going to lose because you're going to end up doing them wrong because you have to have that fix that's got a hold of you so bad. Aren't you tired of that? Why don't you just try it and give it a chance? And thank God, every one of them that has tried it, and it feels good, to walk in here and actually see friends that run into them here instead at the Connects. It's a whole different. But every one of them that tried it, they stayed with it. They never went back to using. This you can control. This you can slowly taper off of. You're not going to be using the bathroom on yourself. You're not going to be, up all night because you can't sleep because of the sweats and the pain and throwing up, and you won't even realize that you're detoxing off of anything. And you don't have to go around chasing any of that anymore. You actually feel normal. You get your normal life back.